tribulations, my heart, my balls, my somebody stop me, somebody come and get me. Little did I know that the Lord was riding with me. The dark, the light, my heart, the fight, the wrong, the right is gone.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another JVS movie review. Today we are bringing you the latest from Saban Films, and this one is called Hunted. And here's a quick synopsis. A stately home robbery takes an evil turn one night when a gang of young thieves are caught by the owners of the house and then hunted across the estate for the owner's entertainment. And this one stars Malachi Latchman, Samantha Bond, No Boost Jr. I hope I'm saying your name right there. Now, by the synopsis, you kind of locked into knowing exactly what type of film you're getting with Hunted. Hunted is very reminiscent of the early '90s films where rich people would hunt poor people, and we would see like the poor people survive in the end and give a great message of willpower and everything else in between. Ice-T did one of them. I cannot remember the name of the movie right now. The one that most people possibly remember is the one with Jean-Claude Van Damme when they were hunting homeless people, and he was one of them, and then he survived at the end of it. This movie starts off that way, and you would really think that that's the movie you're getting, as we're introduced to these young thieves as they are attempting to rob this estate. But when they're caught, and they're drugged and kidnapped, and then they're let go, we don't know exactly what's going on. Then we see Samantha Bond's character approach and basically gives the speech that you kind of knew you were going to get, which is, you did this, now this is the consequences for your actions. And then that's when this movie takes off at a place that most of those movies in the 90s didn't manage to actually do well. And that is give you intrigue into these characters as they have to attempt to survive. This movie is very fast paced. It is not slow at all. The beginning part, the first 10 minutes, is a lot of just preposition of where we're going to get to with these characters, who these characters are, why these characters are doing what they're doing. We're introduced to them in that element early. Once that is over with, once they are kidnapped, it is nonstop until you get to the end. And that's what makes this movie so entertaining. This is the film that Netflix has been trying to make for the last 3 years, of understanding you can make a thriller that is cheap as long as the story is good, the performances are decent to good, and it is entertaining. That's what this is. Samantha Bond in this role as Kat, who is the owner of the house and who's the one who's controlling the hunt for these young people, is amazing in this movie. My goodness, she's amazing in this movie. It's a certain amount of evil and a certain amount of understanding that goes into her character. Without giving away anything, in the third act, she gives this amazing speech to Malachi's character, Chaz, who is also amazing in this movie. Those two, their performances are great in this movie. But she gives him a speech. And once she gives that speech, you kind of understand exactly why she did what she did. Not justifying it as saying it is right, but it gives a full understanding of it, which is not what we're accustomed to getting in these type of movies, is the full understanding of it. Along with a really good job by the director, who was Tommy Boulding. I think I said his name right. Tommy Boulding, who directed this one. He does an amazing job of setups. He does an amazing job of understanding when I need to ramp up the action, when I need to pull it back. It's so many quiet, intense moments between the characters and the people that are hunting them at times that it keeps you engaged. Because I think if it was just massless and it was just hunt, and you didn't really get to know the characters, or you didn't feel something even about the people hunting them down, I think you would get lost. Like we've seen this movie so many times we've seen this movie. So you gotta attempt to come at it at a different angle. And this movie did come at it at a different angle, which is that, hey, maybe the people hunting them aren't wrong. Maybe it's not right to rob people. No matter your situation, maybe you're going to get stuck in a situation and you're going to end up possibly losing your life for your actions. It makes a great point of saying, like, granted, No one should be hunted and killed. But if you put yourself in this situation, how bad can someone feel for you? That felt like the whole crux of this film was, it's not necessarily a good or evil thing. Is this a right or wrong thing? Do you think it's wrong to punish someone for doing something to you? Do you think they should get away with it? Do you think, or can you justify taking something that's not yours from someone else? That is the whole crux of this movie. And it works so well because it's so simple. It is not overly done. There's no wasted dialogue in this film, no unnecessary slow moments in this film to build suspense. There's none of that in this film. Once they are kidnapped and once they get on the estate, and once it's an amazing scene when they first get on the estate and they hear something and they're like, I don't know what that is. Like, is it a hunt today or what's going on? And then they see the dogs. And then they realize, oh man, like they're hunting us. And their reaction to them being hunted down, again, it kicks everything in a high drive. And it makes this what could have been a run-of-the-mill B movie to an above average B movie. Something, again, that other networks have been trying to make for the longest time, is realizing that you can do a film so simple and make it entertaining, keep the audience engaged, and not have to give all everything else, or Nazis, or whatever else you think you got to throw into it. This is very straightforward, and because it was very straightforward, it was extremely entertaining. So, The Hunt, brought to you by Saban Film. This releases in theaters on October 21st. Limited release in theaters on October 21st, and it hits every VOD platform on October 25th. So if you got a chance to check it out in the movies, I would say go see it. If you can't check it out in the movies, if it's not playing in your area, trust me when I say check this out when it drops on October the 25th on VOD. I think you're going to be thoroughly entertained by this movie with a third act that you're not going to see coming. Not only that, a third act that is stronger than the other two acts in a film. And I have never said that about a film. Normally, especially in this genre of film, the third act is where everything just drops and you're like, okay, they just ran through their motions, but at least we made it through the third act and this is a decent movie. Here, the third act is the strongest part of this film. And when you get to that third act, and when you get to the little twist in the third act, and when you get to the standoff of some of the actors and some of the performances you get in the third act, one, you're going to wonder, where was this at for the entire rest of the film? Because it could have been a different angle that would have been even more interesting. But then you're going to just also appreciate just how strong this third act is. So again, Hunted, brought to you by Saban Films. Out of a possible 10, I'm going to give Hunted a 7.5 out of 10. This is the perfect Saturday, Friday night escapism thriller. That's it. It is not groundbreaking. It is nothing that's going to be different than anything you've ever seen before. You've seen this movie before. You've seen it countless times. But you possibly haven't seen it done as well as this one is done. And I think that's what's going to separate this film from, again, all the other movies I named. And even the movie The Hunt, I think came out in 2019 with the Republicans and all this. They got all the attention in theaters when it was coming out. Like all of those other films in this subgenre of escapism, kidnapping type of genre of film always feel the need to give you more, to get you intrigued. The Hunt just is straightforward. There's nothing extra in it. And because of that, I think you're going to be thoroughly enjoyed. Now, also, when I was looking up this movie, it is named Hunted. But also, I looked on IMDb and it's under Hounded. So again, if you're looking for this film and you're like, well, he's talking about this film, what is Hunted? I don't see it anywhere. If you look under Hounded, you're actually going to find it also. So I think at one point it was named Hounded and then it got changed to Hunted for obvious reasons, because God forbid they would have kept this movie named Hounded and is hunting different ethnicities. I think that would have been a problem. So a lot goes into a name, and this one is Hunted. So check it out. Let us know what you think. This has been another JVS movie review. Peace, people.